Well, hello and welcome to our ancient Greece vocabulary. You should already have your paper set up with your buzzword chart, which should have 4 columns. So across the top is a column, and it would be the first one would be word, then definition, then buzzword, then picture, as always. So we are going to start with our first word, which is myth. So underneath word, box number 1, you're writing myth. And then to the right of that, you're writing this definition. So go ahead and pause me if I go too fast. A traditional story that explains the practices or beliefs of a people or something in the natural world. So back in BC times, everybody around the world had some version of myths because they were trying to understand what was happening. So for example, if there was a storm or if there was a crop failure where there was a drought and it produced no food because the crops couldn't grow because there wasn't enough water. They had no, they really didn't understand the science behind a storm, so they would have to tell a story about that was because we had displeased the gods and they punished us by making it storm and lightning and thunder came from the heavens. So stories that explain things. The example for the buzzword can be anything that you're brain is telling you. I might put story that explains. And then for your picture, you could certainly pick any of the Greek gods, which is what you're looking at on your screen right now. Next word, fable. Definition, a story meant to teach a lesson. You might have been taught little stories when you were little. The one that we put the picture up here is the tortoise and the hare. So if you remember this story, it goes like, the tortoise and the hare both start, and the hare is super like cocky and full of himself or herself and is like, oh, I'm so fast, like you're so slow, tortoise, I can run, I'm so fast, in fact, that I can take a nap and still win. And the whole time the tortoise is just going along fast as he can and not stopping and not being mean, and eventually the story goes that the tortoise wins because the hare falls asleep and ends up losing. So no matter how fast he was, it didn't matter because he was not being nice and he was being full of himself. And the lesson is keep trying, keep going, don't worry about what other people are doing. Drama is actually a story. We use it in other ways now, like, I don't need to get involved in that drama. But in this case, it's a story written in the form of a play. And you might see these masks if you've ever been to a play or just there, I don't know, wherever you might have seen these, but they are because in ancient Greece, they only had 2 types of plays, comedies and tragedies. So a comedy ended with a happy ending and a tragedy ended with a sad ending. So for your buzzword there, I'd probably put play. That would definitely remind me. Architecture. We're going to do more about this later. You are going to be able to look at any column, like the one in the picture, and tell what type it is. There's only 3 types, and you'll be able to identify every single type of column you've ever seen or will see because they're always grouped into one of 3 categories. So, definition, the art or practice of designing and constructing buildings, the complex or carefully designed structure of something. So buzzword could even be building if you would like. And there's a picture. Cavalry, part of an army in which soldiers ride horses. So you were, at this point in history, either a foot soldier or cavalry. And if you're from Athens, you might be a navy soldier. I would definitely put horse as my buzzword. If you can't draw a horse, which I totally can't draw a horse, I might draw a horseshoe. And that's it. So you should be all set to take your puzzle piece now that you have all those words done. Have a great day.